Thank you for staying right here with us on Reconnect, continuing that discussion that we're having here with Anjali Chandrasekhar. Anjali, we've been talking about what you've been up to until now. So Davos came and Davos went, but before that you had actually gone to Rome for other things. So I'm just wondering, and I'm trying to put a finger on how you managed to do all of these things. I mean, what about, you said school, they encourage you, but you're probably not there a lot.
Yeah, that is true, but I do miss my friends a lot, and I do try to come back and catch up with them. I mean, it's not like I've completely lost out in a normal life, but I'm also traveling for something I'm so passionate about. So I don't really think I'm losing out on much.
Right. What has actually made you so passionate about the environment?
The one thing that, I had seen something that was so beautiful, which I can't see now. And I think it's the desire to put it on my canvas, on how much I miss it, and it also makes me really worried about the future generations, if they'll actually see the little that I saw.
Right. That's a very profound statement from one so young. Like I said before, wise head on very young shoulders. What you saw, what you're missing out on. What do you believe that you're missing out on now, in terms of the environment, in terms of the place where you live, in terms of our whole, our environment, what we're doing, where we are at?
Well, I just think that I don't say that modernization is not bad, but it's just that even Bangalore at the moment, which is my hometown, it's a green city, right? And suddenly so many trees are being felled for the metro, but
yes,
at what cost? And it's also the climate has changed so drastically right now, and it's something that, and when you watch movies like 2012 where people are going to say we're all going to die, it's somewhere down the line you definitely want to question yourself and see are you contributing to all of this? Right. And what's going to happen?
That's true. Of course, climate change, carbon emission, these are the new buzzwords, the way we're all talking about it. Do you think that the world, judging from where you've been and the kind of people you've met, can actually do something about it? I mean, there are many countries who are trying, especially with carbon emission, and that's a big thing these days. What do you think, Anjali?
Well, the motto of the WEF is called, the World Economic Forum is committed to improving the state of the world. And a lot of people question what goes on inside the walls of the Congress Center and the WEF. But, having been there, I can tell that a lot of people do come to make business, but at the same time, a lot of people are actually there who really want to make a difference. And when you meet these people, they're just trying in their own way to make a significant difference. And they're actually coming up with proposals, actually coming up with plausible solutions to all of this. So I definitely think that if we all do work together, committed minds, we can definitely make a difference.
Right. About being a national coordinator, I mean, you must tell me how that works, because how easy is it to do this kind of activism in our country? Let's talk about India now.
It's really tough, to be honest.
So.
And also that, I'd love to do a lot more for my country. I've done so much of activism outside India,
yes,
if you've noticed, but it's just that it's really hard to get across to a lot of organizations, and but it's going to be tough. But I think if you want to make a difference, you have to start it. And I don't know how to put it, but I'm really committed to it, right? So I really want to do it, and I think I will be able to.
Anjali, does the fact that you are, 18?
17.
Right? 17, oh my gosh, even younger than I thought. Okay, does the fact that you are just 17 actually pose a problem now and then? Because sometimes one tends to not take the very young seriously.
I know.
That's an issue.
I think it is, but I think it's high time people start seeing youngsters as, leaders of tomorrow. And when I was at the WEF, I learned so much. We're the youngest there, and then you have Professor Schwab, the founder of the WEF, and such a wise man, and he's gained so much experience over the years. And then there are people like us who have to learn so much from these people. But also the fact that when I was at the WEF, a lot of people want to listen to youngsters. So many questions were posed to young people. And they really want to listen. So you just need to find the right people who are willing to listen. And I think a lot of people in so many speeches that Clinton, Sarkozy made, a lot of people did tell that, youth do make up the future.
Right.
So and it was just amazing to see that, you know, especially in my ideas lab, there was you know, there were presidents and there were heads of you know, organizations and people. It's just a wonderful feeling to see that people are actually willing to hear you out.
Right. It must be a good opportunity and a great experience to be meeting people like this at a world level.
It's amazing.
The stature of the people that you met, one-on-one, what were they like?
That was probably one of the highlights of Davos, because a lot of people think that, you know, when you're at such a high level, it's hard to, you know, get across to them. But you know, when it's funny, like you're having breakfast and then Kofi Annan passes by you and, and you're like, oh my God, that was just Kofi Annan.
Right.
But
guess who crossed me?
I know, and then we just bumped across twice with the president of the Dominican Republic, and he actually ended up knowing all our names, and that's pretty amazing. Like they remember our activism, so we had to like pitch our activism whenever we meet these people, because you know, you never know, we bump into them in the restroom or you just have breakfast, lunch, dinner with them. You know, while walking in the snow, you don't know who you're going to meet in Davos, and I think that's the real spirit of it. And I think we had a couple of sessions like one-on-one with entrepreneurs, and one we had with Miss Ngozi, who's the managing director of the World Bank. It was so amazing. She's a wonderful woman, and she nearly gave us about 1 hour to talk to her. She spoke about a lot of things, like, you know, about her son, and you know, about her passions, and you know, where she would love to visit, you know, once. So you get to know them on a very personal level, and you realize that they're no different from us.
Right. But when you come back home and we come back to India, slight difference in the whole attitude.
Huge difference.
Huge difference, right. Yes, huge difference. What's the way somebody as young as yourself and other people of your own age group can actually break through to the powers that be in our own country?
Well, that's one thing I've stressed upon in my ideas lab, which is Picture It. So at Davos, I had to present an idea where, so mine was Picture It, which is a unique an international photojournalism campaign. So one thing I realized that many young people these days, they don't know how to make their voices heard. And, you know, being so passionate about art, I really wanted to put it across, you know, in the same way. So Picture It gives an opportunity for young people to voice their views through photography.
Right. We will come back and talk about exactly this point that Anjali has just brought up. Don't go anywhere. Please stay right here with us and we connect back to you in a few moments.